views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
We are back. We are stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I said stay in your lane. Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, go.
Who you telling?
All of y'all, stay in your lane. How you doing? Welcome. And as promised, I told you guys we were going to have a part 2 with the beautiful Teresa. Yeah! So excited, so amazing. So if you guys have not checked out the first episode, go over. It's amazing. So you get to know her a lot more, and then you understand the continuation of this part 2 of why she's back with us here. And I know you guys would enjoy it, okay? So remember, my name is Samanta. I'm the president of the business club. Oh my God, I just got promoted. And also the president of the podcast club. So if you want to create your own podcast, you have a voice, you understand, come over here. Come over to the Dasher and speak with our coordinator. You have Joe, and you can also speak to Miss Catlin. And you can ask for Samantha. I give great advice. You know, I could help you. We can listen, and then we can put something together. You understand? Whatever you have in your thoughts, whatever you want to do. If you're thinking about, oh, I really want to have a podcast, and you don't know what to do, don't worry. I got you. It's about to be the end of the semester. We have, 3 more weeks to go? So with no over ado, let's bring back the beautiful and amazing Mrs. Teresa. I know you are married. Is that that's your first name, Teresa? Do you not like to be called your married name?
Well, I do. My married name, Bono.
Mrs. Bono.
It's Bono.
Is that what the student called you?
Usually, no. They can call me Professor B or Mrs. B, depending on their comfortability.
Okay, good. So before we get back right into things, because we're on a new episode, so I just want you to introduce back yourself again to the audience.
Hi. Hi again. Professor Buque or Professor Bono. I'm the drama professor for playwriting, directing and staging, theater appreciation, and drama 101 and 2.
Amazing. Oh my God. That's a great resume, and I'm going to send it to you again. That's amazing to know that you are the professor for these big classes. That's amazing. And I'm so happy you came to sit down with me.
Well, thank you.
Oh my God. I'm so happy to get you on. But in our first episode, you gave us such an amazing story. You share a personal story about your upbringing.
I hope it wasn't that much of a drag.
No, it was amazing. That's the point of this episode. I wouldn't say episode, but podcast, Stay in Your Lane. It's about you're up, you're down, how you found yourself, how you found your lane. You know, sometimes you swerve out of your lane, you swerve back into it. You have some people that doesn't even know their purpose in life or anything like that. You understand? So I believe with a podcast like this, it's about creating a safe place that can help others reflect back on, you know, sometimes there's some things, even though us as adults, some things that we never talk about and we buried inside. And sometimes a good conversation can bring that up and even put a relief and give you a clearer vision. If you understand, maybe cloud your mind in a certain way, give you a clearer vision.
Suppression is a sin.
Yes, exactly. So, no, this is personal. This podcast is where we share personal anecdotes. Okay, that's stories. Any trauma, because I don't know if you listen to my podcast. If you listen to the first episode, everything that you just talk about, I did in my first episode about my life.
You did?
Yes. So I talk about me coming into America. Also shared about me coming into college finally. I share about my car accident, how it had changed me and everything.
no.
And it was very hard for me to start this podcast because when Joe actually brought it to me and said that it would be great when I just came to the college, and I'm talking about this is back in February, March, I got in connection with him and I've helped.
This year?
Yes, this year. I started in February. And I came over here and fell in love with everything, and I started me and Joe become one of my favorite coordinator person here at the college. I would come over here every day because at that time in February coming to school was an escape for me. It was like my sanctuary because I was going through my recovery of my third surgery. And
I remember.
You remember?
I do.
Mm-hmm. I came here on my 2 crutches. At home, it wasn't so pleasant for me at home because I ended up bringing in a negative energy. That's what I called it, which was my ex-best friend. But
so
things
sorry.
happen. That's my truth. I thought it would be amazing. I thought it would be good. But things turned out very bad. And mentally, it wasn't good for me. So I came to school. I always said I'm going to go to school once I figure out my career path and what I want to do, and I'm going to do it on my timing. So I came here. Joe, he said to me to create a podcast, and I didn't. For months, I procrastinate and what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to create. But one thing I knew, I always... Oh, your phone went closed. What happened?
It's my husband.
Oh, one thing I know that I always wanted for it to be personal, but I didn't know if I wanted to. I wasn't ready to share that story of me, my trauma in a car accident, because it changed me so much. And I'm not a person that open up about things. But yes, my first episode, you can definitely check it out. It will show you where I set it would definitely show you where the groundwork. It's good.
No, it's recording.
It's recording. No?
Oh, it is. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will show you where I set the groundwork. And there's one thing that I take away. And you see, this first episode, you see, I'm talking about me. That's what you see.
No.
There's one thing that I take away. Joe said to me that, because I was scared when I did the first episode and the third episode.
Why were you scared? You're natural at this.
No,
you
it's
really
not
are.
about that. It's about when you're sharing, when you're not a person
okay.
that open up about things, and then you sharing stuff and thing. It makes you like, should I share it or anything like that? I was too vulnerable, and it kind of made me feel. I don't like to be too vulnerable because I guess because of my past experience of other people taking advantage of me when I'm vulnerable.
I understand.
It's like letting people in, and I'm an energy person. And he said to me that you being vulnerable will create a space and better space for other people to be vulnerable. And you have to be vulnerable, you have to be authentic, and that would transition. So I really take that. I know I just gave a little long rundown story and everything.
No, you didn't.
But yes, the first episode I think is amazing. I'm gonna ask Joe what you think about it. But guys, I hope you guys like it. I know this first few minutes was a little ranting.
No.
Just getting back into things.
Don't listen to her. It's not true.
But we just have to get there. But what drives your passion, and how do you stay focused?
How do I stay focused? So I think about my cats. I don't. I mean, I love my cats, but I think about my family, the ones who, and friends, my husband, the ones who actually care about me.
Yes.
And even myself, because I don't want to, like, I'm one of the biggest procrastinators.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't push through, how am I going to get a foot in the door?
Yes.
So I do it for myself, because all my life I've been pleasing people all my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for me.
Yes.
I'm about to be 36. I'm about to be 36 next year.
Uh-huh.
And
You don't look it, by the way.
Thank you.
Don't tell no one.
Thank you. No, so I just finally, I know I mentioned that I wanted to be an actor.
Yes.
And what's the other one? A performer, a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, no. Maybe not. I don't like to see myself. But then I thought, how about if I just push myself into camera
Yes.
and just create something, write a couple of things, write plays, write film scripts. I enjoy that. I actually enjoy it. I especially enjoy period history. I love history.
Okay.
And if I mix history with entertainment,
Yes.
I finally find my passion, and even teaching as well. Because usually, this is why I love my class, theater appreciation. Not only do I talk about theater and how it dates back to the ancient Greeks,
Okay.
I always put some personal matters of my own and things that I have heard that I took notes of. I always put some historical twist in it so I can keep the students
Engage.
Yes.
That's very good. I like that you use the word. If I could bring screenwriting and to the forefront, mix it with entertainment. That's me finding my passion. And that's aligned with you finding your lane.
Yes.
And I think many people, they always question, what is my purpose on this land? Like, what am I destined to be? Like, what makes me happy and excited when I wake up and everything? Like, Lord, what's my lane? Right? And
Found it.
when you find it, I think it creates a sparks in you.
Oh, my God. You have no idea what kind of spark. Right now, all I keep thinking, like, my husband will ask me, are you okay? Baby, are you okay? And I get like, no, I'm just thinking. I have so many ideas right now.
Yes.
Can I just have a moment of silence? Like a moment, and I'll just write it down. I even brought my notebook with me of all the ideas that I've created, and not created, but things that I want to work on. And also, like, I'm really moved with education and entertainment.
Yes.
But if I incorporate things that people don't know, teach them, and also entertain them at the same time, it's a win.
It's a win. Oh my God. So what does stay in your lane mean to you?
Stay in my lane. I think it's a personal awakening. I finally found it within me in my 30s. As soon as I turned 30, I'm like at first I didn't know what to do. Okay. I actually thought that getting my my master's in theater studies, I thought it was a waste of time, because I was still in the same place. And now that I'm here in Essex County teaching, where I first got my education, where I first got my degree,
yes,
I'm giving back to the community. I'm giving thanks to the institution that gave me that chance. It's just, it was never a waste of time. Yes. I know what I have to do. And I'm just going to walk down that lane.
Yeah.
And the way I see it, and down that lane, I see many doors. And I know one of them is going to open for me.
Yes.
So I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep walking through that corridor. Hopefully it's not The Shining situation, You seen The Shining?
No, what's that?
It's a horror movie. The two little girls. You see the two little twin girls at the end of the hall blocking your path. It scares you. You turn right back and go to the other door. I'm not doing that again. I'm going to push through those doors, push through those little girls, the dead little girls, and
what's the
find
name
where
of
I
that
need
movie? Because I need to find it and watch it. What's the name of that movie?
The Shining.
The Shining.
You like horror movies?
You know what? I did not like our movie, but if you don't know, I was engaged, but it got broken off. But my ex-fiance actually loved movies. I literally still have a drive of over 500 movies that she brought here from the UK, and love movies. Like, I used to when I used to, before the pandemic, we literally used to have movie nights because we used to be in a long distance relationship.
Aw.
So you see, I'm getting a little personal. I'm giving you guys a little personal story here.
We love it. We love it. We love it.
But I would be home by 6:30 and then shower, eat, and then we'll be on FaceTime and we'll be watching movie together. Like she'll be watching her movie.
That's so sweet.
And I'll be watching my movie, but we watching the same movie, like at the same time, the same path. If one person, something messed up, the next person pause, and then we will wait. But they have many different categories. Like I tell you, I still have the thumb drive at home with over 500 movies. So that's
500?
Over 500, I think even more than
my
that.
Lord.
Different categories of chick flick, horror, drama, every different type of movie. So that's how I got into horror movie, and I kind of like horror movie now. So I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I never liked horror movies either until I married this man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, but I like how you define staying in your lane. That's really amazing. And the fact that you said that you're not gonna run away from the shiny, you're not gonna go through the
Yeah, usually, like in The Shining,
yeah.
you will see the character just walking, and you see the two girls, the two creepy little girls. And your first instinct, you know how in every movie the black person always runs? No, I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to go face it.
You're gonna face it. Face those fears.
Yes, we have to.
Face
Because
procrastination.
we have to face it. Because if the going gets tough, it's going to get tougher, and you have to pull through it.
That's a word. You heard that? I hope you guys heard that. Because I think I did an episode prior to this. I should have called it Stop Procrastinating. But I think procrastination is the biggest dream killer. And I think it poisons the mind because mixed with fear. You understand? Because I think we as human, we're so creative, especially if you have a creative mind and stuff, and we think about so much different ideas.
Yes.
But then sometimes we think on it so much to where we just procrastinate our dream, just procrastinating and not acting on it.
Your feelings get heightened, and the negativity comes in, and it tells you you're not good enough. What if this is not good enough?
That's fear.
But
that's fear plunking.
Because it's
devil.
It is. That is.
Rebuke
him. Don't even follow that voice, because you might never know until you try.
True. Yes.
Put your foot in that door. Keep going. I know. Speaking from a passive person in her youth, right now I'm not afraid anymore. I'm gonna go through it. I'm finding loopholes and going to get what I want, and nothing is gonna stop me.
I love that. And I tell you, this podcast, called Stay in Your Lane, I'm not gonna lie, this was something that fear was trying to stop me from. Procrastination took up my mind, but I have a vision and a mission, and I had so much ideas, but I couldn't land it because the devil was in back of my mind because of me thinking about maybe people won't like my voice out there. Maybe they won't actually listen to me. I wanna I've never been fearful. I've always been the confident girl, but after my car accident, friends and stuff made me become timid in a way, and it's where I have to refine back myself in certain situations, refine back the woman I am and stuff. So things that I will go out and try and not be scared of doing, I found myself procrastinating about it and being fearful about what the outside world would think of things. And I think when we have that mindset of what others would think about things that we're passionate about, it kills the dream of things that we actually want to build of that.
It does. You can never let anyone dictate your present, future, or even the past.
That is so true. Oh my God. So with you having so much different roles, how do you actually prioritize tasks?
How do I?
Yeah, and avoid multitasking.
I don't know. I don't know how I do it. With married life, even some family time. To be honest, I don't even have that much family time. I don't really visit my mom or others that much, or even my friends. I kind of, I became more introverted. I became too comfortable, but I have a safe space in a creative space, mostly at home. what I would do, especially with my husband's encouragement, I am more motivated than ever. And I juggle teaching here and even being a student at MSU, as I do plan to get a second bachelor's in history and then keep going forward. But I like I said, I love history, but I can't call myself a historian if I don't
have that degree.
Yes.
So you're on the pursuit of pursuing your MBA? No, not MBA, because that's master in business.
That's gonna come next.
You're gonna get a MBA?
Another one, yes.
A master. That's what a master business isn't MBA?
MBA.
Yeah.
It will be an MBA still.
Yeah. So you're gonna get
MA.
An MA.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I get I need to understand the different terms, because the gentleman that we're speaking today, he mentioned that he got his MBA. I always think MBA is Master Business Admin. I don't know why I thought.
Like it's around there. There's
but there's
two different types. Yeah.
Yes, there's two different types of that. But you're getting your second bachelor in history.
Yes.
And that's amazing. At least you're pursuing.
Thank you. I just like at first this is when I thought I was wasting my time with the first degree.
Okay.
Like I thought maybe I should just go for the other one as well. I mean, why not? But then I thought, no, I was never wasting my time.
Yeah.
I'm doing what I need to do because it's a God-given talent.
And that was your theater degree? You thought you wasted your time?
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And so you have an associate. Did you have a bachelor also in theater?
Yes.
Oh, so you went and got the bachelor.
Yeah, I
okay,
do.
so now you're doing your second bachelor in history.
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you see, it did not. So there is everything always aligned back together. You understand?
It really does.
On that destination to where you want to go, the journey, sometimes it may take you different places, but it all leads back together.
It really does.
Wow.
You think it's always disorganized. Your life is always disorganized. But at first, everything is supposed to be disorganized. You're supposed to struggle. You're supposed to have obstacles. But then you will see things fall into place as it should, even though it's out of your control. But once you get there, you will be in control of it.
Wow, I love that. So what strategy helped you to maintain now your unique voice?
What strategy?
Yes, because you said you found back your voice and you're a bit, assertive now. So what helps you?
What helps me is... What actually helped me is moving out of my mother's house.
Okay.
Like I felt so restricted. I couldn't do anything. Like I could sing, but I was too afraid to sing, to practice at home with my mom because she would pick on me.
Okay.
Like self-esteem, low.
Okay.
But as soon as I moved out and got married, I actually,
found yourself.
I found myself. I found my voice. I'm more mouthy. If someone were to say something to me, I'll just look at them. Oh, how sweet. You're being rude. But you know what? I don't have time. Okay, bye.
Yeah, and just move on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. At least you're finding it. So what's your biggest challenge? Stay in your lane.
My biggest challenge,
You faced while staying in your lane.
self-esteem. I still have to work on my self-esteem.
Okay.
Like I recently lost 10 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Come on, we got to congratulate. That's a big milestone. I'm trying to gain 10 pounds. So
You look so good.
Good. You look good too, girl. Yes.
Like I finally feel a lot more comfortable. I noticed that this year I'm dressing up a lot more.
Love it.
I'm actually beating my face.
Yes.
Because last year you saw how frumpy I looked.
It was not last year.
Oh,
this year.
it was.
It just a few months. It was in the first.
Okay,
and
for a
second
few
quarter.
months.
Yes. You wasn't looking frumpy, but to you thought
Oh,
that.
it
I don't
was.
know why. But as women, we always know where we want to be with our appearance, and when we're not there, we kind of feel down within ourselves.
Exactly.
But others always see like, what are you talking about and stuff. That's just so you develop a stronger self-esteem.
Yes, I really did, and I realized what else? Oh, and I also discovered a sense of maybe fashion, because I like to incorporate things from the past to the present. Like a few, just last week, I bought a purse from the 70s.
Wow, I like antique stuff. Antique
Me
stuff is
too.
very nice.
Oh,
We
it's
should go
amazing.
thrifting. You like thrifting?
I love thrifting.
We should go thrifting.
Let's go.
Yes,
I want to go.
I love
I've been thinking
thrifting.
about that.
We should find somewhere.
Yes. Where?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I love thrifting. Listen to me. I don't care what no one said. I think it's the best. You find so. We should find somewhere.
You'll find a lot of 60s stuff in thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of 60s and 80s, but a little bit of 70s.
Yes. Oh my God. We should. Oh my. That would be so amazing. So, how do you handle criticism or negative feedback currently? Now that you're older, I know you mentioned when you're younger, that's what used to be like at the forefront with your family. But now you're married, a grown woman. You find your career path. How do you handle that now?
How do I handle negative feedback?
Yes.
Now,
or criticism
from family or from general?
overall in general.
Okay. With family, I just, like, I have an Aunt Maggie who would tell me, like, my nickname was Tita growing up. Tita.
Okay.
So she would tell me, Tita, just don't listen to your mom. Don't listen to the other women in the house. They already lived their lives. You do you. You live your life. And I'm going to live my life, I guess. But with other people, I'll just, I don't know. I either would ignore them or I'll just look at them and I'll just tell them, like, I'm sorry you're having a hard time and you're taking your problems out on me, but there's a verse in the Bible you should go read, okay?
Nice.
Have a nice day. That's
Love
about
that. That's a cute little clap back. Ooh, I love that. So what lesson you have learned so far from setbacks? Or
From
failure?
setbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one lesson. Okay, there's one lesson that I've always learned, but I always choose to ignore because, oh my God, let's face it. I always thought, woe is me all my life, but I really did. What I learned is,
That's okay.
and everywhere you go, you're always going to meet people who are either good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be prepared. You have to have some personal ammo.
Yes.
You could either carry a Bible or maybe some cookies to give to the good ones and your Bible to read to the bad ones. That's about it.
You see, I like how you always put God first and let him lead the way and just use it like right back. Like, yes. So how do you currently define success?
Success. I define success.
Or what does it mean to you?
To me, is safety. Like if financial, there's some people who are suffering now because of finances.
Mm-hmm.
I know I could be one.
Yeah.
A lot of people are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm generalizing again. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's your answer.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again? I lost my train of thought.
How do you define success and what does it mean to you?
Okay, so for me, success is if you're finally happy you did something right. If you're finally safe, you're finally happy. And if you're safe, you have nothing to worry about.
Okay. I like that. So it's success is safety for you.
Yes, and happiness.
And happiness. And that's when you find your passion.
Yes, that's another one too.
Yes.
Especially.
Yes. As I think that's what it all comes down to. When success within itself is cultivated in your passion and happiness and peace, because I think everything else actually flow from there.
Exactly.
That's successful. Oh my God, we getting into it. So I want to know. So Oh wow, we hit the 30 minutes mark so
Oh,
fast.
we did.
Let's wrap it. Oh my God, this is so amazing. But guys, welcome to this is Stay in Your Lane podcast. You learn everyone share their story, how they find their lane, and give advice also in helping our young men, women, even older, everyone, just women and men, how to define their purpose, maybe find their purpose, and also cultivate their own lane or stay in your lane. Okay, so how do you continue learning and growing within your lane?
How do I continue?
Learning and growing within your lane right now.
There are still some things I don't know about myself. And you know how you say people, not people, but ignorance is bliss. I actually do take that as an insult. Because if we don't learn about things that we don't understand or don't know, but if we give it the time to understand it and not ignore it, you will grow. You will continue to grow. And for me, I want to know everything. I want to know what makes a person be what they are. How do they react? Because I don't want to walk around assuming the worst of people or assuming the best of people if that person is, a little bit weird. So I'd rather just, and even for myself, I'd rather explore more than be disappointed. I don't want to ever disappoint myself in not understanding something and making myself look like a fool. So it's better to educate others. But first and foremost, you're supposed to educate yourself as well.
Oh, I love that. I like when you talk about self because it leads me into my next question, right? No, I like that you talk about self-esteem. It leads me into my next question. Like, what's the importance for you right now when it comes to self-awareness and staying focused?
Staying focused. Well, I've been picked on for believing in fairy tales, even as an adult.
Okay.
And people had made me feel bad about it. Especially when I worked at a clothing store, they would consider my ideas to be follies or a little bit childish.
Okay.
And I'm just, I'd rather be myself than be what you expect me to be.
Yes.
So if you can't handle it, then okay, that's great. You're not. If I'm a laughing stock to you, well, guess what, buddy? I'm laughing at you because you don't know what you're missing.
Yes, and you're not aware. And sometimes some people just not aware of themselves. You understand?
No, they're not.
So when the next person is aware of themselves, their unique abilities,
Exactly.
other people see that as a joke.
They see it as a joke.
Yes.
It's something that irks me. Like they think that they know you. But when you say something, when you defend yourself, or even, let's say you compliment them and also defend yourself, they see it as an insult. So I'm just done pleasing others. I really am, because everyone's going to take it another way. You just have to hold your head up. I know it's a little cliche, but really it is true. Just keep on walking.
I love that. And to closing things, I have to ask you,
Yes.
As a professor, for listeners out there, whether it's college students or even the masses, men and women, from today with the conversation that we had from our first episode to now our second one, what can listener apply from all your insight to their life?
Could they apply? Sorry.
Or how, in other words, let me rephrase that. How can listener apply your insight to their life?
Well, how can you apply it? I know we're all different. We are all different. We all came from different. We all have different backgrounds. We all came from different places of the world. And my situation may have resonated with you guys, with you listeners.
Yes.
But we all have a different path. And I'm sure we all have different paths I already said that. We have different paths, but we all have a different way of approaching them.
Yes.
But we're in the same is taking our time to attempt those paths. So don't just sit back and wallow in your tears of the past. The past is the past. Your present is now. Take your time in the present to go for your future, because you might never know when those certain obstacles will fall into place.
I love that. That's amazing. No, that's amazing, because it aligned with everything that you've been saying and sharing your story and everything like that, and finding your lane. So that's good. So I want you, for all my listener out here, this is like one of the biggest question. I think it's like the foundation of our podcast within itself, stay in your lane. Like, what advice would you give someone that is struggling to find their lane?
What advice? That is struggling to find their lane.
Yes.
I know if I was in that position before, and there's always a way out. Yes. Even if it's hard, trust me, it will get harder if you don't get out of that lane. I mean, if you don't find what you need to do. Start small. Start small. Start with what you're comfortable with, and everything will work itself out, no matter how hard or even easy. But just don't take the easy path. Never take the easy path, because that's going to lead you to a much darker and a harder step to take. You're going to have a hard time, but just tackle the worst so you can have the best.
I love that. Tackle the worst so you can have the best. That's the word of the day. Let me write that down right now, because I wonder what we're going to name. Tackle the worst so you can have the best. Write that down in your journal. Write that down in your book. All right. Let me write it. So you can have the best. You can have the best. All right. So I just got that down. So I just want to say thank you so much. So in our closing, I have to ask you so what is a quote that you keep, what quote that keep you focused? Like, do you have a quote or anything that you say every day, or just keep you going?
What is a
Yeah.
I don't know. I always every time I think about a quote, I think about what my mom always says. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Either you take it or you leave it. That's all.
Okay. So you don't really have anything like, okay, that keeps you motivated, that you're like, okay, I needed to hear that. So that's your thing that keeps you going.
Yes.
All right. So any final word of wisdom or anything for a listener out there?
Yes. Please put God first. Okay. We're living in a very difficult time, but just as long as you are spiritual or religious, make sure you keep that faith and just pull forward. Things will happen. It's going to be out of your control, but don't worry. You're going to be okay if you put God first.
Let him lead the way. He said that you always tell you guys, seek the kingdom, and everything that you wish for will be granted to you. You will always, whatever darkness that you're in, you will always carry you through the light. Just believe in yourself and be faithful to God, okay? Because you will be there. I know sometimes it's very hard.
It is difficult sometimes.
Trust in him. Myself is going through that right now, but just believe in him. Right now, my life is not perfect. It's all up to, like, I'm listening to you today, and I'm like, wow, I'm so happy you find your path. I'm so happy you find your lane. You mind your business throughout the years.
Oh, yes.
And you finally find what your niche. And before I go, I want you to really quick plug do you want to talk about your YouTube or anything?
Oh, yes. My YouTube. I have a YouTube podcast. It's already in the works, but it's called This Terrible Podcast. The THS stands for Theories, History, and Style. Mm-hmm. And the Terrible is actually Terry Bell, but it's just my middle name and my first name and middle name together. So I just talk about different shows and films, and I just talk about theories, the history, and even some vintage styles and items pertaining to a certain year of those films and shows. That's all. I
love that. You know what? And I'm manifesting it today, and I'm saying it today. Ivy, do you have a date on when you're going to launch it yet?
I don't know. I have no clue. But as soon as I get some stuff from when the money gets right, I might pull in some stuff from vintage stores. But I really want to start with the mermaid one.
Okay, so you have a thing. Well, I would just give you one word of advice because I think we're both like on the same lane right now. So
we're
I'm on like a path of creating my own personal YouTube where I talk about my personal journey and like testimonial and like getting into it and finding my niche, and I'm thinking about what I need to talk about, and I always be thinking about, damn, when I get this, when I get that, then I'm gonna start. There's one thing, advice that I would give for you. I think the name itself, it will go very far because of the things that you want to talk about. There's a space there's a lane in YouTube right now that need that. I think history is very big and deep, and with you mixing history and entertainment would definitely come to life. And the name itself, it's just a big brand. The Terrible Podcast, listen to me, it's a high catcher. It's like, what is this? Same as the play that goes wrong, you understand? It's like, what but it's just the name itself. It's that brand. And I believe in, you don't gotta wait to get the money, because you have the content and you have you, and it will bring in the money. You understand? Yes. So I believe that you should go ahead, put that plan into place. Think about your first 3 episodes that you want to do.
The first three.
Okay. Yes. So the first one, this is what I want to do. And maybe like 3 to 5 days later, then you launch the second one, the follow-up. So the first one should be your introduction of what the channel is going to be, what you just talked to me about and everything. So that's your introduction for your first episode. That's you introducing yourself, letting the listeners know and the viewer know who you are and everything like that, what they need to expect from this channel and everything.
Perfect.
And instead of ending it with please like and share and subscribe, no, you end it with stay tuned for part 2, because we're about to hit it off. So that way it builds an anticipation of what's coming up next, like I did just now with our first 1 and 2 episode. They say we go into part 2 and everything. So did do that with your YouTube, and I learned that because I was doing some research of how to actually launch my podcast, even though I haven't started. And that's the next thing with me. I give great advice, but I never take it for myself. That's how I'm like,
isn't that always happens?
I feel like I need to be a motivational speaker or something. I don't know, a life coach, but I think that would be good. The first episode is your introduction of letting your audience know whatever you want to, what.
So don't start right away into the subject.
No, the first one is the introduction, who you are as a person, because you have to be vulnerable, because people has to connect with you and what you want to bring, because you're being personal. History is a part of you that's personal, you understand? And you're mixing it with entertainment that's grabbing the people to connect. So you're connecting the two that. So a way of building a channel like that, because it's not like they're not going to see your face. They're going to be seeing your face. And you want them to be passionate about what you are talking about. You don't want them to feel bored or anything. So it's a way of them connecting with you on a different level, on both levels. So introduction, who you are, what your channel is what they should look for. Perfect. And then the second episode, at the end of that introduction, is building anticipation for the second episode. The second episode is going to be the launch of your first thing that you want to talk about. So if the first thing is, I want to talk about this movie with this history, you dive into that, you understand? And then from there, the next episode lead off from there. So just pick the first 3 episodes, and Samanta, it can be between day 1 to 14. So it's not back to back.
You have to write this down for me.
I will. All right. So we're over time, 44, but the Terrible Podcast, I hope you guys, you definitely know when it launch. When you launch, I'll be here, and also stay tuned for, I'll let you guys know when I launch my personal podcast, not my podcast, but my YouTube, where I give you guys a little more insight about myself, and I think some things that I want to open up about. I'm still trying to find a name of what I want to name it, but I will. But for now, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teresa, for sitting down with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're the first professor that actually sat down with me, so I really appreciate that. Yes, woman power.
Yes.
So Again, guys, this is the Stay in Your Lane podcast. Thank you for listening. I hope this episode you gain some additional knowledge. And I also hope you take some of these insights and apply it to your life and just stop procrastinating and know that you're enough. I know it's hard, but I think once we start, then we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Myself is trying to figure it out too, one step at a time. But I just feel like 2025 is going to be my year. It's going to be your year. It's going to be our year.
Yes, it is.
And we got this, all right?
We
So
do.
let's do it. And let's put everything that we're thinking about into fruition, plant that seed, and let's water it, all right? God, water
do
it
it.
with your blessing.
The law of attraction.
Yes. So for now, I just want to say thank you, guys. My name is Samantha, and thank you for listening. Stay beautiful, start unknown, finish unforgettable. Stay in your lane. Love you guys. Bye.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.